Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is up? It's your boy Enrique Wow here, man, formerly known as Yin Yang Games. Coming at you real quick with part 2 of the PvP Talent series of videos. Today we're going to be doing the Marksmanship Hunter just to succeed off of the Survival Hunter video of the first part. Play this class a lot as well. You know, this is going to be big in Shadowlands. It's going to be big damage, big bursts. But we'll see how it goes. I think Survival Hunter is still going to be a little bit better after MM Hunter's damage gets a little bit tuned. So we'll see. PvP talents are going to stay the same regardless. So I'm going to be ranking them today based off their effectiveness, their utility, their damage, etc. How often I use them. You don't see these videos anywhere, so let me know if you like them in the comments. Starting off with number 1, Sniper Shot. 10-second cooldown, 55-yard range. Yes, I said that right. 55-yard range. 3-second cast. So, take a sniper's stance, firing a well-aimed shot, dealing 20% of the target's maximum health and physical damage, and increases the range of all shots by 40% for 6 seconds. This ability is cool. I really like this ability, man. I use it a lot in BGs. It's actually a really good BGs ability because you get so much range, but it's good. I use it in 2s sometimes. I never really use it in 3s because it has such a long cast, but it's pretty good in 2s. So we're going to get off with a nice little A here. That's right, we're getting the A just to start off. How scarce to me that ability for Hunter in the PvP talents is an A. But I love that ability. Number 2, Scatter Shot. We all know this ability. We all love this ability. Scatter Shot, 20-yard range. Such a difference from the 55-yard range, right? 30-second cooldown. A short range shot that deals 25% of spell power plus 4.46 attack power. It does no damage. Removes all harmful damage over time effects and incapacitates the target for 4 seconds. Any damage caused will remove the effect. Turns off your attack when used. We all know this ability, right? I mean, this ability is the GOAT. As a marksmanship hunter class, this is the basic way to land freezing traps. I mean, it DRs freezing traps, but combine them together and it actually makes one long CC. It's so good. Like, it's so good for like CCing healers. You gotta use this. This gotta go in the S tier. It has to be an S tier ability. So good. Uh, Royal Sacrifice. 1 minute cooldown. Instructs your pet to protect a friendly target from critical strikes, making attacks against that target unable to be critical strikes. For 20%, but 20% of all damage taken by that target is also taken by the pet. Last 12 seconds. So I gave this ability a A in my last video, but on Marksmanship Hunter, I honestly probably got to move it down to the B tier because you don't always run a pet on Marksmanship Hunter. Definitely now with the pet nerfs and how often they get killed. One of the main advantages of being a Marksmanship Hunter is not using a pet. So I don't know. I don't think it gets as much value. I don't think it gets as much value on sorry. I don't think it gets as much value on Marksmanship Hunter just because for one, if you don't use a pet, you gain a damage buff, but you also gain Will of the Forest, Soul of the Forest, Protection of the Forest, whatever it is. You get a 20% damage reduction, 20% damage reduction ability if you don't use a pet as a Marksmanship Hunter. So yeah, it's a good trade-off to not even bother with a pet right now. So this has got to move down to the B tier. Moving on, Survival Tactics. Feign Death removes all harmful magical effects and reduces damage taken by 99% for 1.5 seconds. Just like Survival Hunter ability, this thing's an A, man. So good. So much utility. You can use it to dodge big damage like Chaos Boats, of course. You know, even if you want to like stop some burst on you real quick, if your healer's in CC. This ability is so good. Not only that, it's also a mass dispel. So good. You can get off dots. You can get off any debuffs. Great ability. Moving on here, Viper Sting. Stings the target, reducing their healing done by 30% for 6 seconds. Viper Sting is removed if the target casts a non-instant cast healing spell, 30-second cooldown. This ability is great. I mentioned it in Survival Hunter. I use it in 2s a lot against druids. Basically always take it against druids. Very great ability. It's so underused, I feel like, but when you use it, it's so good. It's a niche. Gotta love it. I gotta give it an A. Great ability. Moving on, Spider Sting. 45-second cooldown. Stings the target with a potent spider venom for 4 seconds, causing the next offensive spell cast to silence the target for 4 seconds. I mentioned this in the Survival Hunter ability as well, or the Survival Hunter video. Great ability. It's a blanket silence, folks. You can't beat that. Only downside, it can be dispelled, but man, it's such a great ability. I basically always use it against caster comps, definitely against caster DPS like Warlock, even Shadow Priest, Mage, definitely against Frost and Arcane Mage. Gotta give it an A. Great ability. So, High Explosive Trap. 40-second cooldown. Hurls a fire trap at the target location that explodes when an enemy approaches, causing 57% attack power, fire damage, and knocking all enemies away. Trap will exist for 1 minute. So, on my Survival Hunter ability, my Survival Hunter video, I actually gave this a B. But as a marksmanship hunter, you get a little bit more value out of this because it's such a good kiting tool. So you can knock a lot of melees away from you, like warrior, etc., and then pop a concussive shot slow on them. So I use this more as a marksmanship hunter than I do as a survival hunter. So I'll give it a nice little A, little cute A there. So Hunting Pack reduces the cooldown of Aspect of the Cheetah by 50%. And Aspect of the Cheetah also causes all allies within 15 yards to gain 90% movement speed. I don't really take this ability much as marksmanship hunter. I guess just because I don't really need it. I mean, you're range class, so you're not really trying to stick, you know. You're not trying to target stick as much. But again, it's good if you run with the Disc Priest just because they have movement speed issues. So I'll give this one a solid C. Still a great ability. Next, Dragon Scale Armor. Magical damage over time effects deal 20% less damage to you. So, in my last video, I gave this a D. I don't know how I feel about that anymore. Definitely in this new meta where Affliction Lock and Shadow Priest actually eat, man. You know, they do a lot of damage. Definitely Affliction Lock in the pre-patch, so... You know, I might have been too harsh on this ability. What do you guys think? I might actually give this a C now. Nope, not D, a C. Because I think it's going to get a lot of value in the new meta. Definitely in Shadowlands. A lot of the Covenant abilities are actually dots too, or magical dots. So you got a little promotion there, Dragon Scale Armor. Moving on. Actually can't scroll up anymore, so I'll just do this. Scorpius Sting. Can you guys see that? Yeah. Scorpius Sting. Stings a target, reducing their physical critical strike chance by 50% for 8 seconds. Nothing has changed, folks. This ability is still trash. So yeah, I definitely got to take this one down, man. This is a D tier ability. Always going to be in the D tier. It's just no good. Just no good at all. So the next two are actually marksmanship specific, which is pretty cool. So you've got Ranger's Finesse. Casting Aim Shot reduces the remaining cooldown of Aspect of the Turtle and Exhilaration by 5 seconds. I don't really talent this ability a lot, but it's actually pretty good. Like, it's a decent ability. I mean, definitely in Shadowlands with the new conduits, that's going to allow you to reduce the cooldown of Aspect of the Turtle. You know, you might even be able to get Turtle down to like a 2-minute cooldown, which is like fantastic. That's one of Hunter's biggest issues is defensive cooldowns, you know. So this thing could actually get a lot of value, maybe. What do you guys think? Maybe like a C? Just because I don't know how often you'll run it. It's probably a C. because Marksmanship Hunter has like actually really good talents. Like you gotta spec Scatter Shot, you gotta spec Survival Tactics most of the time. So you do have one free open slot. So let's move it. This is probably going to be a B in Shadowlands. I'll give this a B. It might actually get pretty good use. Last but not least, we have True Shot Mastery. Reduces the cooldown of True Shot by 20 seconds, and True Shot also restores 100% focus. This ability is decent. There's actually a build you can run with Marksmanship Hunter where you run Call the Shots in your last talent row. Again, if you want me to make a PvP talent tier list, I'll do that as well. What do you need to run in PvP? What talents? I'll let you know, and I'll even rank them. So, True Shot Mastery, this ability is okay. I feel like with that build you run, it's actually get a lot of value. Like, you can get True Shot basically like every minute if you run that build. But Marksmanship Hunter is usually in like a bursty setup comp, so you don't really want games to go to that late game. So it's good for BGs. I'll give it that. It's another C tier ability. It's good for BGs. So you won't run it much in arena actually. Maybe twos. So there you have it, folks. There's the tier list. Scatter Shot S, Survival Tactics S. Those are your best abilities, and the rest you can kind of choose from as need be. I thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you ladies for tuning in, boys and girls. I appreciate it. Please like, please subscribe if you like the video. Let me know in the comments if you find these videos helpful. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one. The next video will be Priest. I'll be doing all 3 Priest specializations and all 3 of their specs and talents and PvP talents. So, yeah. Make sure to check it out. Thanks, guys.